Hello, everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to Factorio. In the last episode, we started setting up this facility here to begin making Roboports. So we set up our whole process that we're going to need to make the Roboports, well, the Mark II Roboport specifically. We worked some belt spaghetti to bring our various resources to the area where we're going to set this up, and we have begun setting up a series of production transfers to move parts around to get assembled, Roboport Mark 1s. So we got that done. So now what we need to do is we need to start assembling the parts to make the Mark II Roboports, which actually takes the Mark 1 Roboports as an input. So we're going to be working on that next. Now, I think I may have forgotten to mention this in the last episode, because I know someone had suggested that I do this a couple episodes ago, back when we initially set up the nuclear power plant. And as we can see, that fuel cells are tailing back on the belt, which is very good, which means that we are consuming the fuel cells slower than we are making them, on average. So that is good. And what I did here is I set up a bit of a reader, a circuit network from the chest that we're putting the fuel cells into initially, to this inserter, which inserts the U-235 into the fuel cell assembler. So if we, well, I probably can't look at it now, but it's set up to read the contents of this chest, and if it is greater than 10, if there's more than 10 units in here, to basically turn off, right? So that it will stop putting U-235 into the assembler until we get less than 10 cells in that chest. So that what we can do is we begin building up a supply of U-235, because we're going to need it later once we get the Covarex enrichment process, because the Covarex enrichment process requires 40 U-235 as a seed to start the enrichment process to make more U-235 out of U-238. So we need to start building that up eventually. But I'm going to let that whole belt fill up with cells, and then we'll roll from there. Alright, so let's go ahead and set this up. I probably did not arrange this as efficiently as I could have, but it's fine. I came to realize after I set this up that the steel bearings that we have here are actually going to be used for the next stage, not the initial stage. So setting these up first wasn't exactly the best way to go, but it's okay. We can deal with it. Alright, so we got all the way up to this stage here, right? So what we're going to need is we're going to need that Invar plate and batteries and electronic circuit boards to start making the Roboport charging pads. So we're going to need another line of these guys here. So we're going to have to split that off, which are going to need a little bit of room to work, which I just now noticed that I don't have any underground belts. Well, that's unfortunate. I should have noticed that before I started recording, because then I would have made sure I got myself some supplies so that we wouldn't have any delay here. Alright, let me just double check everything. I have 8 express splitters. That should be fine. How many loaders? I have 5 fast loaders. Again, I don't see where I'm going to need more than that. We're just going to need some underground belt. How are we dealing with normal surface belts? We're doing alright, but I might grab just a couple hundred more. There we go. And we are starting to take some of the load off of our circuits. because these guys are backed up because we have, you know, a store of ultimate inserters, which I'm not really worried about using right now. We are still working on setting up a store of the express loaders, which we're starting to fill those in. And these science packs are backed up on the belt. I'm going to try to avoid using any science that needs those, just to kind of not draw on our circuits. And we are also tailing back here. Speaking of research, let's see, what would we want to do? Laser turrets would be nice. Nitroglycerin processing would be nice. But I'm trying to go for more of like what is kind of immediately necessary. Red algae processing, I don't think we really need that right away. Geode crystallization, we're only going to need this to start making various crystals. Sapphire, topaz, ruby. And those are used for various high-level laser turrets, which, I mean, we are not really going to worry about right now. Let's see. Effect transmission, which gets us a beacon for modules, which we haven't even really started working on yet. Let's see. Night vision equipment. That's really unnecessary. I never use it. An armored railway. Armored Railway 2. Again, another thing that we could work on it, but it's not necessary. Vehicle Roboports. Be interesting. Alloy processing, the electric metal mixing furnace. You know what? Let's grab that. We might use those electric metal mixing furnaces at some point. Okay, so back to what we were working on. Let's go ahead and put that underground. And then let's go ahead and split off of here. Because we're going to need another line of this, because we're going to need a bunch. Alright, I think I want to start putting this kind of in this direction. So let's go ahead and say you're going to need what? You're going to need that, and you're going to need batteries, which are right there. Okay, perfect. That's actually very good. Let's do it like this. Let's put you right there. And we can use loaders. So we're going to go for the Roboport charging pad Mark II. We're going to need Invar plate. Invar plate is here. Invar plate is there. We're not really going to be able to... I'd like to bring that in the middle here. Let's see. We're going to have to put a bunch of this stuff on the ground. No big deal. There we go. Let's put that on the ground there. We can still draw off of there. Alright, so... here we go. I'd like to bring that in there, but how would I go about that? I'd have to bring that input there, which means I'd need like an output. Oh, this is gonna be really spaghettified. All right. All right, ally processing's done. Multi-purpose furnaces, which we can get electric multi-purpose furnace. We can't use it at all yet. Let's go ahead and unlock it, sure. This is because it needs tungsten and it needs green circuits, which we have neither. Oh, we're going to have to find a place for this to work its way. Oh, I did not think this through at all. Well, that's typical. Okay. Yeah, because then that's going to be in the way. What I may have to do is use red undergrounds so that I can put multiple underground types within the same column. It's not the worst thing in the world. Come on. There we go. And if we're going to do this, we are probably going to need more loaders. That's fine. We can always go grab some. We probably still have a bunch in here, which we do. Just grab a few of them. We don't need a full stack. Okay, so next is going to be the Roboport hatch, which we're going to need the steel bearings. We're going to need Invar plate. Which we're going to need to rework this a little bit. There we go. And well, what I could do is route it. No, because we got this. Yeah, I'm just gonna need like a red underground belt. Alright, multi-purpose. Furnaces are done. Coolant 2. Let's grab that. We're going to need that eventually. Okay, so this is the only other thing that's going to need Invar, so let's kind of keep it down here. Let's put you there. And you are going to be making the Roboport hatch doors. Which we're going to need to move some of this. Okay, so we're going to take those. Oh, well, we aren't feeding that with any steel. So there we go. Okay. Oh, I just realized we're down to 4 inserters. Oh, this is going to be even worse. Alright, we're going to have to rethink the whole thing. Okay. Invar. We're going to rethink you completely. Because it's just going to be in the way. Well, I'd love to use loaders for it. We're probably going to use just standard inserters. And we're going to use a single line coming in. Alright, so can I do it like this? So we're going to bring this across here and up this way. Yeah, we can do it. Actually, we don't need the splitter. If we're only going to bring in a single line, We don't need the splitter at all, because we just bring this like this. And then we have 2 inserters. One is going to drop that way. You're going to drop this way. And then we're going to give you some power. And then we just need to get these guys. See, this is actually one of the parts of this game I really like, because trying to figure out how you gotta work all this stuff to get it where it needs to be. There you go. All right. Okay, coolant is done. Advanced material processing for electric furnace. Is there anything that can provide some more utility? Mining productivity would be good. You know, let's just grab that. 600 science packs. That's going to take a while. Alright, and you're going to need brass gear wheels, which we haven't started making. Alright, we can bring the brass all the way up here. We're going to put that... Can I put that there? Yeah, let's put that there. Let's run the brass line. And you're going to be making brass gear wheels. And I'm now going to need some more inserters. There you go. And I'm going to stick with just a standard stack inserters. I'm not going to worry about the ultimate inserters. So, so there we are. Okay. So now this is making the doors. And actually, what might be best to do is put that brass line underground. Alright, so the next thing we need is going to be the Roboport antenna array. And they require the tin to copper wire, more electronic circuit boards, which we're going to have to bring off of here, and the tin to copper wire and some aluminum plate. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw the battery line underground, put in a splitter, bring that up there. Okay. And now we need to figure out how this tinned copper wire is gonna work. Alright, how far can it get? It can get that far. Or that far. It can get this far. Alright, let's back that back up. Put that back there. Okay. And then we can kind of snake this tinned copper wire line through all of this. So there we go. And then we're going to need aluminum, which we can grab from here. Simple enough. Let's grab the aluminum, wrap it around, and bring it north. And then we'll figure out where that's going to go. All right. So, next stage. I have to figure out how we're going to get this out. We'll sort that out later. All right. So then we'll grab you. You are going to make the antenna arrays. And then we're going to take in the aluminum. I think in this instance, I'm just going to use an inserter. I might be able to use a loader. Let's use the loaders. Let's be a little bit consistent. There we are. Because we can always just cycle that around, put that in, and then bring that stuff that way, and this stuff this way. There you go. And then give your power. There we are. Roboport antenna arrays. All right, and then the final see, the issue is that if I put that there so I can split off of it again, so we're going to have to split off of it down here and do that. Okay. So then we need the final assembler, which we're going to give a little bit more room. You are going to make the Roboports Mark IIs, which are there. Actually, never mind. Let's try to put it there. Roboport Mark IIs. We will direct insert those guys. We'll take a loader for the aluminum. There it goes. We're going to take loaders for the actual Roboports. There they go. And then we take this stuff out. Load it. There you go. And then we're going to need these guys here, which actually this works out pretty well. Almost like I planned it. And that comes out there. And goes in there. We put down some light so we can see what we're doing in the dark. And then we establish a passive provider chest over here for the end products. There you go. Actually, I might want more stored than that. Let's go with that many stored. I think they only stacked to 10, if I remember correctly. Okay. Alright, so that's all set up. Perfect. Now, what's going to limit all of this is these white circuits. Right? which they just need 40 more of those. Alright, those are stacked up. Alright, so that's pretty much just a matter of time. Waiting for these guys to fill up. And then what we're going to need to put in those Roboports are robots. Which we have lots of construction robot brains. But we need some actual logistics robots brains. So we can do that. They basically require all these same inputs. So what we're going to do is I'm going to route these guys up here. And I think I've already mentioned before that what we're going to do is we're just going to manually build the initial robots by hand. And we're going to add, I'm going to add them in, you know, by hand as needed. Medium electric pole. There you go. Okay, and then you're going to be there. We're going to need to extend that. And then we're going to go ahead and say this and this. You are drop and pick up at long range. 2 spaces. You are going to be making... Let's see, we have the green ones. We're going to need the orange ones. Alright. And then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to stick you guys in a chest. There we go. There you go. Get those guys upgraded. Alright. And it does look like occasionally some of these components do make it all the way through. And once we finish filling up this belt with these electronic components, and then we finish filling up these guys, and they stop drawing, then all those are going to get through. So there we go. And it's going to put a little extra drain on things for a time. But it shouldn't be too bad. Alright, so that's done. The next thing that we could really use down here are going to be the green electronic circuits. Just so that we'll have a supply of them to hand manufacture things. And let's go ahead and start setting that up here. I can never remember what these things are actually called. Electronic logic boards. Okay, so that is what we're going to want. And we're not going to want a ton of these. We're just going to have one. Electronics assembly machine 3. Can I make the 3s? No, you need the electronic logic boards to make the 3s. Okay. So we're going to have to use assembly machine 4s. 1 factory. Making 0.2 per second. So 1 every 5 seconds. You know what? Which is plenty. That's plenty. Alright, so it's going to need solder, which we have it. It's going to need basic electronic components. We have it. It's going to need transistors. We have them. And it's going to need superior circuit boards. That's what we really don't have right now. So, what do we need to make those? Well, we can actually make these in the reds. We need copper plate. We need gold plate. We need ferric chloride solution. We have all of those. We need fiberglass boards. Fiberglass boards. We currently only have one recipe to make fiberglass boards. We need glass and we need plastic. We have plastic. We don't have anybody making glass. Alright, so what methods do we have to make glass? We don't need, like, a crazy amount of glass. We can make glass straight out of silicon ore. We can go the whole molten glass route. Molten glass from glass mixture. We can make glass mixture from SAM, sodium sulfate, sodium carbonate, and lime. Sand and lime, not hard to come by. Sodium carbonate, I don't think is too difficult. But we don't have anything that has sodium sulfate. Alumina, silicon ore, and lime. That's not impossible. You know what? I think we're just going to use the basic just turning silicon ore into glass. I don't think we're going to go anything more crazy than that. Electric metal mixing furnace is electric multi-purpose furnace. We don't have that yet. What else can we use? Electric multi-purpose furnace, electric metal mixing furnace, electric furnace. What if we just use an electric furnace? We have that, right? Electric furnace. Yep, and I can make a bunch of them. Alright, I think that'll do. I think that will definitely do. Now, what I would have to do is kind of mooch off of these guys for the various other components. Oh, the one thing we also don't have are integrated electronics. I forgot about that. Integrated electronics. What are you going to need? You're going to need plastic, not a problem. Silicon wafer, not a problem. Tin copper wire, not a problem. Sulfuric acid shouldn't be a problem. So here's tin copper wire and wafers, which we're making plenty of. We'll just have to figure out how to route that somewhere. Plastic is over here. And sulfuric acid is right there. So yeah, we have all the components to make those. We're just going to need glass, which means we're going to need to route a line of silicon ore. We're going to need to route a line of copper plate. Unless we have a line of copper plate around here somewhere. Up there. And maybe easier just to route a new line. Or we can extend perhaps this line. Route this through here somewhere. Doable. And we're going to need to bring down some gold. Which that is up here. Okay. Oh my goodness, this facility is a mess. All right, so I think all we'll do is we'll get to work on that next episode. So we're at a good place to stop here, I think. And yeah, we'll get all that set up, get these electronic logic boards manufacturing, and then I think that's the last thing that this facility is gonna do. Because then we're gonna start planning our new facility, or well, the new set of facilities, starting with, as I was mentioning, a big petroleum refinery. That's going to be kind of the next big project. How many of these do we have? We have 7. Okay. We're also going to need to set up these Roboports and make some bots, which we already have a bunch of construction bots kicking around in the network somewhere. Which, if I turn on the logistics system, we'll have to connect. We'll have to basically extend this up here, and then try to extend the logistics system to wherever it is that we're going to build this refinery, which may be down in this area somewhere. We may have to do another round of clearing nests down in the south, just to make sure that we have room to work. I think it's all going to be dependent on where we have access to natural gas, which we have natural gas here and natural gas there. So we might tap those, make another loading bay here for a train to pick it up, and then send it somewhere. And we're going to find some multi-phase oil, which we have some multi-phase oil there. We have some unexploited multi-phase oil there. I'm not sure I see any other sources of multi-phase oil. Well, we have this, but it's kind of feeding this that feeds this. So what may have to do, let's see, more natural gas. There's some multi-phase oil. Okay. Yep. So yeah, the thing is going to be what we're going to plan to do next is we're going to set up this manufacturing here. Then we might go ahead and take the tank out for another spin and see if we can wipe out some more nests, and then go about setting up this new petroleum refinery. Alright, so that is the plan moving forward. So, as I said, we'll end the episode here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.